There is a specific frequency to human agitation. It is not just sound, it is a physical pressure in the room. It changes the density of the air. Imagine a conference room, or perhaps a dining table. The setting is secondary to the energy. The air is thick, stale, and recycled. It smells faintly of coffee that has gone cold, the dust of carpet, and the sharp, metallic scent of adrenaline. In the center of this atmosphere, there is a source of noise. A person standing, or perhaps leaning forward aggressively. Let us call him the instigator. He is speaking rapidly. His volume is modulating, rising in sharp spikes, then dropping into a low, threatening growl. He is throwing words into the air like stones, aiming them at a specific target. And then there is the target. This is where our observation begins. Not with the noise, but with the vacuum that exists across the table from it. Focus on the target. Let's observe the physics of his position. Most people, when under verbal assault, engage in what biologists call intention movements. They shift their weight. They cross and uncross their legs. Their hands seek objects to manipulate. A pen, a ring, the edge of the table. These are subconscious preparations for fight or flight. The body wants to move. It craves kinetic release. The target does not move. His spine is in contact with the back of the chair, but he is not reclining. He is upright, grounded. His posture is not rigid, which would suggest fear. It is relaxed, which suggests indifference. His hands are placed on the table, clasped loosely. They are not gripping the wood. The knuckles are the natural color of his skin. There is no whitening of the joints that suggests tension. A distinct lack of blood restriction. He is not looking down. Submission usually involves lowering the chin, protecting the throat. He is not doing that. He is not looking away. Avoidance involves scanning the exits or checking the clock. He is not doing that. He is looking directly at the instigator. But the quality of the gaze is different. It is not a glare. A glare requires energy. A glare pushes back. This gaze is porous. It simply takes in the information. It absorbs the image of the shouting man without reflecting it back. It is the gaze of a scientist looking at a specimen in a jar. His blinking rate is slow, slower than the average 12 to 15 times per minute. It is hypnotic in its regularity. Blink, open, blink, open. Let us widen our focus to the periphery. There are others in the room. The witnesses. Their behavior provides the contrast needed to understand the target's anomaly. The witnesses are suffering. Even though the aggression is not directed at them, their mirror neurons are firing wildly. They feel the phantom impact of the insults. They are vicariously embarrassed. To the left, a person is staring intensely at a blank notebook, pretending to write. This is a dissociation tactic. If they focus on the paper, the scene becomes less real. You can see the pen digging into the page, creating deep indentations without ink. To the right, another person is holding their breath. You can hear the shallow, sharp intakes of air through their nose. They are waiting for the explosion. They are waiting for the target to snap, to yell back, to defend himself. They need the reaction to release the tension in their own chests. The instigator needs it too, perhaps more than anyone. Listen to the cadence of the instigator's voice. It is becoming jagged. He is asking questions now. Rhetorical traps designed to force engagement. Do you think this is acceptable? Are you even listening to me? Do you have anything to say? These are invitations. They are demands for a dance partner. The instigator is extending a hand, wrapped in barbed wire, asking the target to take it so the conflict can become a loop. He needs the target to validate his anger. Without a reflection, his rage has no definition. The target breathes in. The target breathes out. The rhythm of his respiration does not change. It remains a slow 4-count cycle. He does not sigh. He does not clear his throat. He simply exists. The silence that follows the instigator's question is not empty. It is heavy. It has a texture. It creates a ringing in the ears of everyone present. In a normal social contract, silence is a vacuum that must be filled. It triggers a primal anxiety. Usually, the target would fill it with an apology, a defense, or even a visible grimace. But here, the silence stretches. 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 15 seconds. The instigator's face begins to change. Without the fuel of a reaction, his anger has nowhere to go. It begins to curdle into confusion. You can hear it in the micro-hesitations in his speech. He was prepared for a fight. He was prepared for resistance. He was not prepared for a void. He repeats himself, but the words lack the initial punch. He is swinging at a ghost. He looks around the room, seeking validation from the witnesses, but they are looking at the table. They are studying the wood grain to avoid eye contact. The instigator shifts tactics. The volume drops. He moves from aggression to sarcasm. He tries to bait the target with mockery. He laughs, a dry, hollow sound that bounces off the walls. He is testing a new key in the lock, trying to find the one that opens the floodgates of emotion. But the target remains a closed door. The target shifts slightly. A rustle of fabric. The entire room flinches. The witnesses tense their shoulders. They anticipate the eruption. They think finally this is it. But the target merely reaches for a glass of water. Observe this motion. It is the only significant movement in the last 8 minutes. The hand lifts. The movement is fluid, not jerky. There is no tremor. The glass rises to the lips. The condensation on the outside of the glass touches his fingers. The target takes a sip. He swallows. The sound of the swallow is audible in the dead silence. He places the glass back down. It makes a soft, solid thud against the surface. A coaster sticking slightly to the bottom of the glass before settling. This mundane action is devastating. It is a violent act of normalcy. By drinking water, the target has signaled that his biological needs, the simple lubrication of his throat, are more pressing than the crisis being presented to him. It is a reordering of reality. It reduces the instigator's monologue to background noise. The instigator stops speaking. The interruption was too small to shout over, yet too significant to ignore. The momentum is broken. The wave has crashed against a cliff and found no purchase. The instigator runs a hand through his hair. He exhales a sharp, frustrated sound. He shifts his weight. Now he is the one engaging in intention movements. He is the one looking for an exit. The redness in his face is no longer rage. It is the beginning of humiliation. He realizes he is the only one performing. He is acting in a play where the other lead character refused to come on stage. The energy in the room begins to dissipate, leaking out like gas from a valve. But it is not a relief. It is a strange, unresolved tension. The meeting or the dinner or the confrontation is effectively over, though no one has declared it so. The instigator has run out of words. He gathers his things. The rustling of papers sounds incredibly loud in the quiet. He is aggressive with the objects, slamming a folder shut, clicking a pen. These are the last remnants of his performance. Small acts of violence against inanimate objects, because the animate object refused to break. He leaves. The heavy door closes with a click. The room remains occupied by the target and the witnesses. You might expect the target to finally react now. To sigh, to roll his eyes, to look at the others and shake his head in commiseration. To release the breath he must have been holding. To say, "Can you believe that guy?" But he does not. He looks down at his notes. He picks up a pen. He makes a small mark on the paper. The witnesses look at him. They are terrified. They are terrified because they cannot read him. They do not know if he is angry, broken, calculating revenge, or completely indifferent. They have no data. The instigator was predictable. His anger was loud and obvious. The target is an unknown variable. He is an opaque surface, an abyss. The air conditioning hums. A chair creaks as someone shifts their weight. The target continues to sit, perfectly still, perfectly alone in the crowded room. The observation concludes.